this is Anthony from mycodeteacher.com. This video is going to be an extension of a previous lesson called Page Control, in which we discuss how to create a page style application using a scroll view with paging enabled. In the original lesson, we went over how to add a bunch of UI views with different background colors. So we had a red view, a blue view, a green view, and you could scroll one color at a time. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to do that with images instead. So instead of just UI views with set background colors, we're going to use UI image views and scroll through pages of images. So one image per page. So I've got the 3 images here on the desktop, and I've also got the original Xcode project, Page Control. So I'm going to open that first. Okay, and next I'm going to add the 3 images to our project. So I'm going to highlight over all 3 of them, and I'm going to drag them to the resources folder. So now let's take a look at the original project's code. For the most part, we won't have to change a whole lot. In the original project, we have a method here called create page with color for page. And basically what we do here is we call to this and we pass in a color here, specifically in these instances red, blue, and green. And so the method takes that color, creates a new UI view object where the UI view object is made to be the exact size of the scroll view so as to mimic a page. And then the view's background color is set to the color that's passed in, and then the scroll view is given this new view to add on to the end of its pages, thus adding a new page. Instead of creating a UI view and giving it a background color, we're going to make an image view and give it an image. So let's begin by changing this method here. So we don't need a color, but rather we need an image. So I'm going to rename the method create page with image. We're going to pass in a string for the file name of the image in the default bundle. We can leave the page the same. That doesn't need to be changed. We still need the page index. We're going to comment out these 2 lines here. So again, instead of creating a new view object, a UI view, we're going to create an image view. Fortunately, the dimensions of the image view can be the same as in the original lesson. So I'm just going to copy and paste that and put that here. We still want this to be page, and we want the pages to be the same size. I've made these 3 images here, each exactly the size of the pages, which in this case happens to be 320 by 433. Next, we're going to want to create an image from the image string passed in. We're going to use the image name method. And so this method, image name, will take the file name of the NS string object passed in, and it'll check against the default bundle, which is where we've added our 3 images, get the full URL, and create an image object out of that. And so now we can give that image object to the image view, and then we can add this new image view as a subview to the scroll view. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is we want to create an array to store all of the file names of our images. So we're going to go to the .h here, and we're going to add an instance variable here called images. So in the application did finish launching method here, we're going to initialize this images array with the 3 images, or the file names of the 3 images we've added to our project. So we've got page image underscore 1.png, page image underscore 2.png, and page image underscore 3.png. And now we can nil terminate. So now here, where we previously gave the page control a set 3 number of pages, we're instead just going to give it the count of the images array. So however many strings there are, or images there are in our images array, we're going to give that to the page control, and that'll be the number of pages. And so basically what we're doing here is we're making it so that we can, once this is all finished, if we want to add new images, all we have to do is modify the images array, and the program is set up to adjust itself automatically. Now we need to redo these lines. So we're going to do this in two different ways. The first way is we're going to, like we have here, we're going to just call to that create page with image for page method 3 times, each time passing in a different image. So here we're just going to object at index 0, so we're going to use the images array again for page 0, again for the second page, and one last time for the third image. So now let's give this a shot. You can see I've set this up so you can't exactly see the pages, but you can tell that here we do have the 3 images. Each page contains 1 image. So if we open this, I'm going to open these one at a time. So here we've got the first image. Matches. Now if we go down the bottom here and click the page control, send us to the next image. Seems correct. And then we click it one more time, send us to the third image. So now here we have a smooth image scrolling page control style app. I'm going to quit this. Now we're going to do this in one other way. So here we've manually entered in each page. But this time we're going to use a for loop so that it'll cycle through the images array and then add pages as necessary. So for int I equals 0, I is less than the count of the images array, I++. Now self create page with images object at index I for page I. And now we can save that and close it. Now, before we build this, I'm just going to get rid of these warnings here. I'm going to add the scroll view delegate to the delegate list here so that we don't receive any warnings. And now let's build this and give it a shot. And so you can see we've accomplished exactly the same thing. That wraps up this lesson on how to make a paged style application for images. I'm Anthony from mycodeteacher.com. Hope you learned a lot, and I hope you tune into future lessons. Thank you very much for watching.